Chicago police very much on the offensive today. One day after Jussie Smollett was cleared of all charges, the department released a 61-page report into the alleged hate crime hoax, laying out how detectives tried to unravel this bizarre case, investigating every detail of Smollett's story. This after the actor's attorney took a swipe at the police, threatening to sue them.
You've said clearly you think the police are not telling the truth about Jussie. Are you going to sue?
We're weighing our options now. For Jussie, what's really important is he really just wants his career and his life back. Again, he did not ask for any of this. He was a victim of a crime. This has completely spiraled out of control.
Joining me now, Gary McCarthy, the former superintendent of the Chicago Police Department. Gary, welcome back. Good to see you tonight. What's your reaction to what the lawyer said there?
It's absurd. You know, the police have an obligation to investigate every complaint, and when you investigate a complaint to its finality, you can prove it positive or prove it false most of the times. This investigation was overseen by the state's attorney. The state's attorney charged in this case, which means they approved it, and then they indicted. So, you know, the fact, and you can't talk about diversions and consider that something that you can compare to this, because these charges were dropped. It's absurd. I've never heard of anything like this in my police career.
Really? Because this is what Kim Foxx just said. She says this is happens all the time. Let's play this.
But every single day on cases that law enforcement partners work diligently on, there are people who get similar arrangements, people who get diversion, people who get sentences that are probably not what some people would want every single day. And I don't believe it is in the interest of the people of Cook County to engage in a narrative that is anything other than all of us working collectively for the public safety of the people of Cook County. That was an interview she did with the local ABC network. What's your reaction to that, Gary?
Well, the question becomes, why did they indict a 16-count indictment in this case? What if it had caused a race riot here in the city of Chicago? Here's the simple fact, Martha. I think that we're looking at the wrong end of this. We have to realize that Tony Preckwinkle controls the criminal justice system here in Cook County. Kim Foxx is simply a puppet for Tony Preckwinkle. Tony Preckwinkle is
Who's in the mayor's race right now, just for people who don't know.
Right, trying to beat Lori Lightfoot in a runoff for the mayor's office. And she thinks that she's going to get some sort of political capital out of dropping the charges against Jussie Smollett. It's simply unconscionable. They didn't follow the law. Kim Foxx said that she recused herself, but she didn't do it according to the law. She didn't petition a judge. If she recuses herself, her entire office must recuse themselves because they are agents of her. This is simply unbelievable. Look, we need help here in Chicago. Somebody's got to step in and take control of what's happening here, because we're going south, and we're going south really fast.
But what did you think of Rahm Emanuel? I mean, you ran for mayor unsuccessfully, and I know you've had issues with his leadership in the past, but he was very passionate about this on behalf of the police department yesterday.
Well, you know, this is the guy who covered up the Laquan McDonald video, gave away $5 million of taxpayer money to steal the last election. So, I mean, look, you know, you have to take it from where it comes from. These folks, unfortunately, are all about themselves. Tony Preckwinkle is about herself. Rahm Emanuel is about herself. Kim Foxx is about Tony Preckwinkle. So, look, the simple fact is there's no integrity here. You know, the lack of integrity is overwhelming in government here and politics.
I just have just a couple seconds left. Tina Chen, who was an Obama administration aide, sent an email to Kim Foxx saying, "I sent an email to your work address, and I think as well, I wanted to give you a call on behalf of Jussie Smollett and his family, who I know they have concerns about the investigation." What do you pick up in that?
I pick up somebody trying to cover this whole thing up, and that's what they got in the end. People have to be held accountable. Accountability is not just for the police. It's for public officials also. The overwhelming political corruption in this city is really starting to just really turn this place into a cesspool. It's a great city. It's suffering because of a lack of leadership. It's suffering because of political corruption. It couldn't be more obvious what's happening here in this case.
Gary McCarthy, thank you very much. Good to have you here, sir.